Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys a very nice recipe for a lemon tray bake cake, and this one I do all the time. So I've got a few ingredients here. I've got some flour, I have some butter, I have some lemon, and these are nice juicy ones. And I obviously have 4 eggs there, and I'm using medium eggs. These are some medium ones. I've got some sugar, and I'm using white sugar for this recipe. I'm actually using half the sugar that the recipe requires. And I've got some baking powder, and this is a bit of icing sugar which I'm going to be using. I've got some milk, and I've also got some baking parchment paper. All the measurements are in the description box below. So let's get into the recipe. So what I'm going to do to begin with is just measure my trays for the baking paper so I'm able to line it properly. So I'm just using a regular pencil and my baking paper. And I'm just going to go ahead and grease my baking tray. And I'm just using a piece of the parchment paper, and I'm just going to go ahead and line it. It's easier to just baste it with the butter first and then line it, and that would make it stick. Otherwise it will not stick. So just go ahead and go over it, smooth it out, get all the butter in there and all the crevices. There you go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grate my lemon zest, and I've just got my grater and the lemon. I'm just going to go around it. Whichever side you like to use, it's fine. So there you go. I've just grated my lemon zest. And now I need some lemon juice because obviously it's a lemon cake. So I'm just going to use a method that I always use to get the juice flowing. Just rub along, and then that will get a lot of the juice flowing in the lemon. You can do this orange, you can do this with lime, any fruits that's oval, you can just rub it. So here we go. I'm just cut into that lime and going to squeeze it, get all the juices out. So I'm going to just use I'm going to use a lot of the juices, so I need a lot. So here I am. I'm just going to break into my eggs. There's just 4 eggs. Just break it sure and make sure you try and not get any of the trash in there, because it's just gonna, you don't want to be eating cake and having trash. So as you know, with all my bakes, I remove the eye, as you can see. And once the eye is removed, I'm just going to set that to the side, and we're going to start to prepare the ingredients. So now I just take my butter and my sugar, and I'm going to cream my butter and sugar together. So with most of my bakes, I always cream my butter and my sugar together. That just starts off everything correctly for me. I'm just swooning out all the remaining sugar from the bottom of this container. So once that's done, I'm just going to take my hand mix, and here we go. I'm just going to go ahead and whisk it until it's light and fluffy. And when you know it's light and fluffy, you will see the color change. So it will turn white, and it's just absolutely light and fluffy. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding my egg. And I'm doing this one by one. I'm not chucking them all in. I'm just putting them in one by one and going around and just whisking each time I add an egg into the mix. So as you can see, and now I'm going to add another egg. So it's almost like, like a 20-second mix, and add an egg. And this is my last egg. And I'm just going to go back in and whisk that into the mixture. And this is pretty simple to do. This is not a hard recipe to do. So once you're, if you're using a hand mix, of course, you need to make sure that all the mixture is being combined when you're whisking. So just have like a spatula or a spoon so you can sort of push down all the rest of the ingredients that's gathering on the edges of the pan. So I'm just doing this for like 20 seconds. And as you can see, everything's pretty combined and it's light and it's fluffy and it smells like very much amazing. So that's mixed through, everything's combined. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my lemon zest and I'm just going to add that to the mixture. Making sure that I use all of the lemon zest. So once I add that in, I'm going to take a bit of lemon juice and I'm just going to add a couple of teaspoons into that mixture, and then I'm just going to combine the ingredients together. So just give it a quick, 10-second blitz just to combine everything. So once I've done that, again, I'm just going to taste it and just make sure that there's enough lemon inside the cake, because obviously you don't want to make a cake and then it doesn't taste like lemon, so just give it a bit of a taste. So here I wanted to adjust the mixture a little bit, just add a teaspoon more, and I'm just going to mix that in just to make it a little bit more citrusy. So just add that in, mix around, and you can just do that using a wooden spoon or a spatula. So once that's done, I'm ready to add my dry ingredients. So I'm going to sieve my flour, and I'm using a self-raising flour which already has baking powder. And we usually have this here in the UK, but you can use all-purpose flour and you can adjust the measurement. So for this one, I actually use 2 teaspoons of baking powder. You can adjust the measurements and add like another 1 teaspoon of baking powder. But because I'm doing a tray bake, it's going to take a longer time to bake. So that's why I'm adding more baking powder to this. So there you go. I've added the baking powder. And then this is the really important part of making your cake. So rather than going in with the mixture, I'm going in with a wooden spoon, and all I'm doing is I'm basically mixing it in, making sure that the flour and the wet mix combines properly. So I like to do this by hand rather than hand mix. So as you can see, I'm mixing and I'm just fluffing it all in. It's so much better to do this by hand. And it is a bit of a workout. My hands are very muscular, I tell you. So just go ahead and just mix that in, and you will see when it starts to combine, you will see when all the mixtures come together. So then I'm just going to add some milk. So this is 2 tablespoons of milk I'm adding to the mixture, and then I'm just going to go back in and I'm just going to mix that in. So here we go again. I've added another tablespoon and I'm giving it a 30-second blitz. So I'm just going to blitz it for 30 seconds just to combine everything, and this will help make sure that the flour, everything is mixed in. So once that's done, I'm ready to scoop out my mixture. Doesn't that look great, guys? It's really fluffy, it's not too watery, it's just a right amount of mix. So I'm just going to spoon my mixture into the pan, making sure that everything is out. Unfortunately, I broke my spatula, my baking spatula, so I'm having to use my wooden spoon, but hey, it's okay. It's getting the job done. So I'm just going to evenly spread the cake mix and just get rid of all of it. Yes, I use my finger because I'm the one that's eating it. And then what I normally do, just to level everything out, just take the pan and just shake it on the surface, and that will help even all the mixture out. So now I'm just going to pop it into the oven. So to make my lemon topping, I'm using 1/4 cup of icing sugar. And then I'm using the remainder of my lemon juice, fresh lemon juice, and I'm just going to mix that until it's light and fluffy. So here we go, guys. This is the baked lemon cake, and oh my god, it looks so good. It smells amazing, and I'm just going to test it just to make sure that it's cooked right through. And I'm using a skewer stick, and this is a really long one because I'm using a tray bake tin. So I'm just going to pop it in. I've pierced a hole, and I'm just going to pop it into that hole, and I'm shoving it all the way up because it's a longer thing. And as you can see, it is baked properly. It's baked through. My skewer stick is completely clean, no mixture. So I'm just going to leave it to the side to cool. And once it's cool, I'm going to I just want to make sure, the cake is properly baked and it's in one tack. So I'm going to try and lift it out of the tray bake. So I'm just using a sharp knife to help me lift it. And I'm going to use my cooling rack to help me lift it out. So, there you go. The cake is baked through thoroughly, as you can see, and it's still a bit warm. I didn't leave it for that long. I only left it for 10 minutes to warm up. So now I'm just going to apply my lemon toppings on top of the cake, and I'm just basting it on there. And as you can see, guys, the actual topping, I didn't make it too thin. I made it nice and thick. So once I've done that, I'm just going to take a little bit of the zest. I'm just going to grate on top, and this is just adding more tanginess, adding nice decoration, and it tastes so delicious. It smells fabulous. I just love a good lemon tray bake cake. So once that's done, the cake is pretty much finished. It's ready to serve. And there you go, guys. Doesn't that look fabulous? Oh my goodness. I'm so can't wait to dig into this delicious lemon cake. So guys, this is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy. I hope you give it a go. I hope you share it with your friends and family. Have a blessed day. Goodbye.